Okay, so we're in the kitchen now, and this hutch is my project. So, just looking at it, this hutch was here when we bought the house, and it, originally when we bought the house, when I first saw it, my idea was to rip it out. I wanted to put, a sub-zero fridge and freezer in here and build around it with a coffee bar and something over here, because we have a lot of family functions. We need a lot of refrigeration and freezer space and stuff like that, and that's always kind of been my thing that I wanted to do. So when I was starting to unpack the house, I really just started kind of putting my dishes in here. And even though this kitchen is humongous, I don't have a lot of cabinet space. It's very open. It is its own individual room, and it is huge. It's probably bigger than most people's living room. So, but this is why we bought the house. We loved the kitchen. It was, even if the rest of the house was yucky, we would have gotten it anyway because the kitchen was fabulous. So, but back to the hutch. So this is the hutch. It has a lot of storage. It actually offers a lot of storage, and something's sticking there. So usually when it gets hot, because it's real wood, it actually will start to kind of expand, and but anyhow, when I started looking at the hutch, actually, the thing that I was very taken aback by was that, number one, that it was real wood. Number two is that the glass in it is so old that it was actually, it has, ripples in it from being hand blown and stuff. So the glass in it is all original, and it has that, antique look to it. So another thing that I realized is that this was actually handmade. It was handmade to, the shelves in it are held in by a very distinctive way that the shelves work. I never in my life have seen, I've lived in old houses before. I used to have a 100-year-old farmhouse in Texas, and even my shelves and cupboards there were not like this, because they were probably updated at some point. But this is, I'm going to move the camera up so that you guys can see. But if you look in here, these are little notches that someone has actually if you can see that, the little notches that are here. So, and then the way that works is that these actually go into those little notches. You could see it here. And that's the way, because those notches run all up and down each side. And that is the way that you adjust the shelves. You put your little rod in there, your piece of wood, and you do the same for the other side. And then that's the way you adjust your shelves. So, because so much work went into it, and it was made of really good wood, and the workmanship on it is really great, I just could not, in good conscience, tear it out. It's part of the house. It's part of the history of the house. So I just decided that I would keep it and maybe just do a little update on it. But nothing major. I mean, I love the glass. Obviously, I'm not going to do anything with this particular thing. I might at some point paint the backing white as well, but I'm not sure. So, but what my project is going to be is these two doors here have like a little, you know, inlay here. So I think I'm going to make some molds out of the clay because I want it to look very much like carved wood. I think that resin, although it's really great, I think it's just too crisp for what I'm looking for. I'm looking for something that looks like a very old wood carved door, and I just think that that would really add some really great detail to it and just kind of make it more of a showstopper than it already is. Like I said, a lot of times, well, me for instance, like coming into it and just looking at it, you're like, it's a hutch, whatever. But then when you start looking at the bones of it and how it was made, you get a really another sense, and that is respect for it. The fact that it has lived in this house for as long as this house has been built. Somebody took the time to build it and put love and attention into it. And if this hutch could talk, I'm sure it would have tons and tons of stories to tell. So, and just from the year and a half that I've lived here, I'm sure it would have tons and tons of stories to tell because my family spends mostly all their holidays here and summer vacations, and they come to hang out and just be in a house, not necessarily even most of the time to visit. It's just to come and be. And that's really the kind of house that our home that my husband and I want to have. We want to have where it feels like home to my family, my extended family, my brothers, my sisters, my nieces, my nephews, where they come in and they don't necessarily have to visit with us. It's just coming in and wanting to be somewhere where they can feel comfortable and relaxed and free to take a nap on the couch or go outside in the yard and relax out there, or go play with the dogs, or do whatever it is that they want to do that they would normally do at their own home. So anyhow, that's going to be my project for Tuesday, and just so that you guys can get a little sense of what kind of projects we're going to be putting together here. So this is going to be the first project. I am going to start working on it, so when I upload this coming Tuesday, you'll get to see the progress of that, since this is kind of my intro to what we're doing. So anyway, I'm looking forward to it. I have a vision in my brain, and I hope that it comes out the way that I planned. So until then.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Sweet Yellow House. I hope you liked my intro. I'm still getting comfortable with being in front of the camera, so bear with me. I'm still working on my audio and all of that. So let's get started into our project. The first thing that I did was I actually removed the doors from the hutch completely so that I could lay them flat. I set up some stands in a big place so that way I can lay them flat and leave them there while I work on them. So I went in and I grabbed some of my supplies, and the first thing that I wanted to do was work on the trim. So I grabbed my trimmings, my IOD Trimmings 3 mold, and I just kind of, you see me looking at my phone here, and I'm just referring back to some of my inspirational photos. I wanted to make sure that I got those corners clean, so I did make them overlapped and then trimmed into the corner. So I grabbed my about five different IOD molds, just kind of putting together different elements of those to make them look like some of the inspirational photos that I was referring back to. I also grabbed my Titebond and I grabbed my paper clay that I always use. So once I got the trim going and stuff, and I made my way all around the door, I just then started building my display using my my photos, my inspirational photos, to kind of get me started in a direction that I thought I would like. So I just grabbed a lot of elements from the different molds and put it together, and it's really honestly that simple. So with that, I'm gonna leave you for now, and I will be posting updates on my Instagram. So if you're not following me there, go on and follow, and then that way you can see uploads and updates as they happen. So thank you for watching. I appreciate you spending your time with me. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and pass it along. So we will see you next Friday.